Hello everybody, my name is Jagiero and welcome back to another episode on the AfterLife SMP server. No, your ears are not deceiving you. I did in fact say the AfterLife SMP server. It has been a while. It's been a while since I've been around these parts. I have been gallivanting on the Better Minecraft Tea House SMP server for a while, but that is finished and now we're back. We're back here. In the last episode, I built this wonderful TikTok tower. And in today's episode, we are going to expand the back section of this and finish off this block here, which will be great for the layout of the city. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work because this back side of this building was not there. In the last episode, it was just an open-backed thing, rather like this section here. So I filled it all in, and now I think I am ready to begin building the next module in the city. Now, when I say ready, I mean I had to get ready for today's episode by gathering up a whole bunch of resources. Every single one of these shulker boxes has the resources needed for today's build. It's been a bit of a chore, I'm not going to lie. And it's not really the sort of the amount of resources that I've needed. It's more just the variety of different ones that I've needed. So all of this stuff have to be crafted up from the main blocks and stuff. It's been a while. It's taken a little bit. But now I am prepared, and we are in fact going to start building this section here. First off, we're going to build the houses, okay? So just a bit of a recap. For a lot of these buildings here, they have a bottom section that is mostly made up of like townhouse kind of structures, like this. And then we go up to the next layer, where it is the sort of more futuristic cyberpunk, not necessarily cyberpunk, but futuristic builds. And then the upper section above that was supposed to be like a gothic style. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, I think. But first, let's get into the time-lapse mode and build the houses for this area. So, let's address where I've been. I have been playing the Better Minecraft mod pack on the Tea House SMP server with the Tea House crew. And if you haven't been watching that series, I suggest you go take a look because it's been a lot of fun. Now, it does mean that I spent some time away from this series, and I apologize for that, but it was just something I just really wanted to try, something a little different with a few different people and things, so I did it. And you know what, I had a ton of fun, and I did a really cool little build, so yeah, like I said, just go check it out if you haven't seen it, but don't worry, we are back on the Afterlife from now on. Alright, so there we are, just a couple of basic houses, similar to everything that we've built around the place previously. Now, the rest of the stuff has to go on top of this, and it's going to be rather large, at least as large as that. So what I'm actually doing, okay, is I'm going to build some stacks. Right, okay. Have you ever heard of the movie or the book Ready Player One? The main protagonist lives in a place called the Stacks, and it's essentially a bunch of RVs stacked on top of each other, and took a bit of inspiration from that, and I'm going to use shipping containers instead. Is that what they're called? Shipping containers? Yeah, shipping crates, shipping containers. That sounds about right. Yeah, and I'm just going to like build a whole bunch of them and stack them on top of each other, basically. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so I have the first shipping container in place. We've gone for the granite, and I think that's pink terracotta, maybe? There's a sort of different bit of texture to it. I hope that works. Hope that translates well. We've got some windows in here and a doorway in there, and each one of these shipping containers will actually have access to that. So it's quite important that you can actually literally get into each one. Logistically, I just think that would be quite the appropriate thing to do. At the top, on the ends at the top, you may have noticed I used some grass and some moss blocks. That's because each one is going to have like a little garden on the top for the container above it. Okay, we're going to stack these all in sort of different directions, so don't worry, they're not all going to be facing one way. It's going to all look weird and wonky and a little bit there's a cool word I don't know if anyone uses this outside of Britain. It's called higgledy-piggledy. Yeah, that sounds very British, and that's essentially how we're going to stack them all, sort of all over the place. It's going to be great, I hope. Now, doing this first container actually took quite a while. It's a little bit awkward to put in the walls and stuff. I've got a lot more of these to go. Yeah. I'm just going to give a bit of a quick shout out to fellow Minecraft content creator Low Res Bones, because he was building a base on the Imperial SMP server, and it was a sort of scrap-punk / cyberpunk base, and it included a shipping container. Now, I will say I did not see that until after I had designed the ones for this part of my base, but they're pretty similar. In fact, his is actually quite a bit better, and I want you guys to go over to his channel and check out the stuff that he's doing, because he's a really creative guy, and he's currently doing a series called Bare Bones, where he plays Minecraft with a few mods and stuff that makes it look like the old trailer for Minecraft. It's that sort of stylized look, and it's really amazing. Like I said, he's a really creative guy, so go check out his channel and say I sent you. Alright, so there we have it. You can see nothing. Let me get a better view. There, a little bit better. So we've got 3 containers on the top there. Now, I know I mentioned that they're all going to be different places different ways and stuff. This layer, not, and then the next layer will be a different way. Just trust me. Okay, just trust me. Don't judge yet. Okay, and at the end of this one, we've got something special. So we have a black or grey container there, and then it has a smaller container sticking out of it with some chains and stuff going down to an elevator. So this elevator is how people get up to that particular section. Now, I mentioned it earlier, I think, maybe did I record that? I have no idea. Logistically, you will actually be able to, in theory, walk from any container into another one. For instance, you could go up this elevator up into this area, which you can then go to here, and then walk way up there, and up there, all the way up to all the other containers at the top. And in fact, that's actually probably what I'm going to have to do, because I don't have an Elytra to get up to the top one when I build it. So, or get down in a safe way. I didn't think of that. I might have to go get an Elytra later on in this episode, perhaps. Let me just show you another view from over here. Like so. Okay, so we've got some lettering on the back of this one here as well. And look, I've missed a wall. Damn it! It's fine. J4, G1. What could that mean? What could that mean? It's very cryptic. No one will know. Okay, so that's the first layer. That's the first layer. That's the first layer done. So time for the rest of them. And as I said, they're all going to be like facing different ways and stuff. And hopefully I can make it kind of look like they're placed a little bit randomly, but also structurally sound. Yeah. Hope so. I mentioned the Gothic sections of the build earlier on, and they are in fact missing from the build. As you may have noticed, I did fully intend to have the top sections of a lot of the buildings have these sort of Gothic style towers and stuff to finish it off, but unfortunately, with the 1.19 update coming very soon, or soon enough, and with us resetting the server for the 1.19 update, I am not going to have the time to do those Gothic sections, which is really sad. It's something I really wanted to do, but in next season, I will definitely be doing something with the Gothic style, so look forward to that. Now, the real bigger question is, will I finish, or how much of this base can I get finished before we reset the server? That's going to be a tough one. Alrighty, so we've got another couple more shipping containers put in, and this one is using smooth red sandstone and orange terracotta, so it's very striking, and I like the look of it. I haven't put the windows in. Can we use grey? Sure, why not? I haven't put all of the windows or the doors in these places yet, but I'll get through to that. I'll get round to that at some point. But check this out. Okay, so you've got like a little gangway here separated two garden areas. So this is what I was talking about earlier on, using the moss and the grass on the tops of the shipping containers for these little garden areas. Wonderful. This one we could probably split into two larger rooms rather than the one big open one. You ignore that, it's fine. Okay, this is gross. Okay, I forget. When I'm doing this building creative, the creative world is in just an entire plains biome. Over here, we've got a couple of different biomes, and one of them is the roofed forest with this horrible looking grass. It's ugly, so I might just replace all that with the moss instead. But check this out. We've got this little cool little, as you can say, walkway. It's a stairway going all the way up to the top of this, and there'll be quite a few of these around, and that's sort of how people can get around the place. So this is the top section of this shipping container, and this section is going to have another one going across there, and it has this garden outside of it, and this is the beginning of a structural support for something above it. So there. And let me just walk over to this side, and obviously I'm cheaping out on materials a little bit. Okay, so if you can't see the top of a container, if it's covered, for instance, by another build, I ain't putting it in. Okay, so I'm being cheap. It's fine. But you can get down to this side using a little stairway here. Very nice, into another little garden for this side. And then once again, we can split this off into two separate sections. And again, I'm being cheap. We're not even putting in a floor. It's fine. And another little garden here, again, with the walkway separating them. So it's cool. There's ways to get about the place, you know. Previously or earlier on in the clip, I mentioned about using the elevator to get up. Obviously, I technically can't use that, but the residents of the shipping containers stacks can. Okay, so the next section, as I mentioned, is going across here. We'll have one container going across this way, and then another one. I'm fine. Another one going along this way. This whole build gives me a little bit of an anime feeling. Get a bit of an anime vibe while walking through it. Is that just me? I'm not a huge anime fan, but I do enjoy the odd one or two. And one of my favourites, or maybe my favourite actually, is Attack on Titan. That's probably the only one that I will sit through several seasons of. I much prefer the shorter animes, and I've just finished a shorter one actually called Akudama Drive, and I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it actually. It's got a great art style. It's about a girl that sort of accidentally becomes a member of a criminal gang. So if you are into anime, I highly suggest you check that one out. So, I've added another colour to the palette of these stacks. Did I mention they're called the stacks, by the way? That's what these things are, based on Ready Player One. They call it the stacks, so I'm calling it the stacks. It's the stacks. Another colour to the palette. We've gone with oxidized copper. Now, I really like this block. It looks great. It's a great industrial looking metal block, and I love it. It's very frustrating to actually gather, okay? I really hate it. I hate the fact that you have to... What I do is I plant a farm of it, essentially plant a big field of just regular copper and wait for it to oxidize. It's so frustrating. It's so annoying and slow and horrible. And I wish Mojang would add a way to expedite the process. I think it would be a lot better if you could just mix it with a bucket of water, or even plant it in water and it oxidizes quicker. How about that? Please. Mix that in with the light grey concrete and some andesite and stone and this mossy stone brick stairs. And I think it looks really nice actually. I do like this quite a lot. We've got a little stairway. Where is it? This side somewhere. There we go. A stairway. Yeah. There we go. I know how to navigate my own build, honestly. We've got a stairway going down to the layer below. Oh, no, yeah, I added another diorite container. Yeah, to the stacks. They're called the stacks. Now, you can see this section here, okay? This is going at an angle, because finally, I'm going to do a shipping container at an angle. Now, we're finally past halfway, I believe. So we're essentially going to go up to the top there. So we're not going too far to go. Maybe, I think, 2 or 3 layers 2 or 3 layers left. I will fill in this gap, by the way. It's fine. And this is the view from up here. Now, once these buildings get filled in, if they ever do get filled in, it'll look really nice. One thing that's been great about doing this particular build is being able to use different colours, introduce different colours to the palette of the area, and even getting to use grass and moss, which I haven't been doing in the city at all. I've really enjoyed doing that, and I hope that we use a lot more of that next season. Okay, so diagonal 1 done. Now, as you can see, I have been adding in a few little chains with lanterns and stuff hanging from things. I think it just adds a little something. Let's go take a closer look at the top up here, if I can navigate this twisting, turning stairway onto here. So here we go. Now, I really wanted actually to do more diagonal containers. I couldn't think of the word there. It escaped my brain. It's fine. I wanted to do more of them, and I haven't. This is the only one in the build, but I think it looks pretty cool. I think, actually, what detracts from it is it's literally diagonal. It's block, block, block. Whereas if I'd done it at a slightly different angle, say 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, it might have looked a little more, I don't know, a little better. But it's fine. It's okay. I can deal with it. Nothing really interesting on the interior. These are like supports that are on the outside, and I've been trying to do a few of those. Oh, different window. It's fine. I've been experiencing a little bit of lag, so yes. Yeah, so we've got these supports going up to like the ones on top. So, you know, structurally, when it's finished, it isn't actually going to look that like rickety or like that. It's going to look pretty solid, so that's rather nice. What's getting a little bit frustrating now is navigating this whole thing. Like, it takes forever just to get to the top for when I'm doing the building. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet. I'm going to have to go into the end and grab an Elytra. I've gone the wrong way. Damn it! Well, this glitch isn't terrifying at all. Yes. Yes. Guys, you have no idea how long this took me. It's been so long. I've been wandering the end for what feels like years. I've got an Elytra at last. I forgot to bring some rockets. Shazbot. It's okay, because I actually managed to put my Elytra in my ender chest anyway, straight away. So I have that, and I have a bunch of rockets now from home. So now I can go get my stuff. The only thing is, it's about 10,000 blocks that away. And on the way, I just happened to have found another pair of Elytra. That's very nice. Guys, I found it. I found it all. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, happy days. Well, that was quite the adventure, wasn't it? Now, was it worth it? Well, you see, yes. Yes, it absolutely was. Oh, it's glorious. Let's get a better view of the place from now that we're up in the sky. Oh yeah, this is coming along very nicely. Let's go try from that side. There, lovely bridge. I forgot about the bridge. Winter built that bridge quite some time ago. Yes, I like this. Okay, so back to the building. So we have another container with an elevator going up to it, so the residents can use that to get up to that section there. Now let's go take a look-see. Up here, I'm fine. This, by the way, is a little bit of a mob farm. I've actually died from being shot by a skeleton. A skeleton, three of them, but still. Died to a skeleton. An Enderman I can understand, but a skeleton? Anyway, you can see at the top here, we've got the supports going up that I mentioned earlier on. These are going to support another container on the top here and another one on the top here. And then, so we've got this one section of containers, 2 containers, and then a little something on the top. And then we're done. Each container takes me about 20 minutes to do. So, you know, the amount of containers that I've done, it's taken quite a while. So, okay, we've got a stairway here. So you can use this, okay? This comes through the side here. So the residents can use the elevator to get up to this section and either go into this home here, which I don't advise because that's someone's home, or they can go through the side here. And obviously I put a door. I'll fill in the doors and windows and stuff. They can use that side exit to go up the stairway into here, and then have another container here, another container there. Yeah, it's taking me time. But you know what? It's really satisfying to see this grow as it goes by. That's why I've been doing so many time lapses for this episode, because I just want to like document every single sort of part of it. That's been great. It's been really cool. So if you do like time lapses, let me know. And if you don't, also let me know, because I know I do a lot of them in my episodes and stuff, and some people don't necessarily like seeing them. And yeah, I'd rather just know, you know, so I know what my audience would like to see. Anyway, on with the build. Oh yes, it's all coming together now. You can see all of the layers a little better from this angle, and let's zoom in. Check it out. Oh, it looks so cool, all like the different boxes like going all different directions and stuff. I really like that. I do wish I'd had more diagonal shipping containers, but that's okay. It's fine. How many layers do we have here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of containers, and obviously I built the houses at the bottom as well. This has been a big build. This has been a big project. I've really enjoyed this though, so it's really cool and it's working out rather nice. So let's go take a look at the from the top. Get a view from the top. If I can get... Really? I hate that guy. I don't know if I had the stairway going up here, but we have a stairway now. And we also have a stairway on this side going up to the top section. From here, where we have this intruder and his bouncing llama down here. I hate them. They're so annoying. Okay, what do we have from this side? Nothing particularly special. We got some lettering over here. The sort of pseudo Korean, Chinese kanji, whatever. I don't know. These kanji Japanese. I don't know how it works. Let's go down this side view here. As I mentioned, like earlier on in the video, I want to be able to just get anywhere from anywhere within the build. Now, I know I've accomplished that, but I get lost. I get lost all the time in this build. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I've got to say, it's quite interesting. So how would I get, for instance, down to like the lower one? I don't remember. Okay, I don't remember. I'll just jump. It's fine. Totally fine. But yeah, so we have some of these supports like holding the containers up and stuff, and like I mentioned, the bigger ones earlier on, I think looks pretty cool. I like it. All right, now all we've got to do, all that there is left for us to do, is a bit of something special on the top. And I played around with a few different ideas for what to do with the top, and I got a little bit frustrated, and I gave up at one point, and I came back to it and just thought of something that maybe, I don't know, it's maybe a little bit trite, the word that I could potentially use for it, but we're going to go for it anyway. Yes, indeed. So we have a giant billboard on top of these. I have almost killed myself several times by flying into things. So I'm doing really well with my Elytra. I haven't used one for a very long time, so it's a very strange experience. Anywho, so yes, giant billboard. And it spins. That's what these glass panes are supposed to symbolize. That it's sort of moving and is rushing wind in a circle, and that's maybe like what's generating power for the residents of the stacks. Does that work? I don't know. That's what I'm going with. And yes, I mentioned it may be going to be a little bit trite and a little bit, I don't know, just overdone and stuff. It's the Ukraine flag with a love heart in the middle. Just a little something, just to show some support to the people of Ukraine who are essentially going through hell right now. I have an online friend who lived in Odessa in Ukraine, and their entire life has been turned upside down. They've had to leave their home. They've had to have family drafted into the military and things like that. So it's scary, man. It's a scary thing. It's a really scary thing that's happening to those the people of Ukraine. So just a little bit of support. You know, I feel like when you do gestures like this, it can sometimes be a little bit hollow, but don't think about it too much. It's just a billboard in a Minecraft build. Like, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. I could have done anything up here, but decided to go for this. I knew I wanted a billboard of some description, and that's what I've gone for. So there. Okay, so this has been a big build. I don't want to do any more builds like this in this area. I literally can't. I do not have the time to do such a thing as that. But for a one-off, I feel like this has been totally worth it. Now, as you can see, over here, down there, is where the monorail is going, okay? So I've decided that it was originally going to carry on going down here and around there. It is no longer doing so because... can I show you down here? Oh, fine. This is where the elevator string things, the elevator chains are, and it would have crashed into them. Okay, the monorail would have hit them. So I decided to curve it around there. Now, what that actually does is give us an exact point where this finishes. So we now know that the building goes up to there. And then the monorail is going to swing all the way around, and it's going to go through, like around and through this way and around the back of this building. So it's going to give us a lot of the sort of ending points to the building. So that's going to be great. Wait, which way is it going? It's going, yeah, so it's going to come around here and link up with this section here. All right. And then we're going to have sections of the wall that have designated areas where you can actually embark onto the monorail. Do you embark onto? The monorail embarks from. I don't know. So they have like monorail stations, essentially, sections on the wall that we're going to build. Okay, now, will I finish this city? I don't know. I don't know. 1.19 is upon us. Whether I finish this in time, I don't know. It's going to be a really rough one. I design builds really slowly. Like, they take me such a long time. I think I'm just a bad builder. And the only reason that I do competent looking builds is because it takes me so long. So it's very doubtful, and that's really sad. I posted a tweet saying that I'm not going to finish it, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I've got to try my best. Now, what may actually end up happening is I may finish this build in a different world. So if I don't finish it on the server, I may import it into a separate world, a creative world. And just do like a series where I just finish it. I think that could be pretty cool. And then maybe like give a world download for it at the end of it. I like the idea of that. And that would give me a little more creative license and extra tools to play with as well, rather than being stuck in survival. But that will only happen if I don't finish it to a satisfactory point on the server. If I do, then it's staying on the server. It's been an AfterLife exclusive, shall we say. Alright guys, now this has been a very long build, a very enjoyable build, I have to say, and I'm really happy with the results. Would you guys like to see this with shaders? Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's real nice. I really like the look of this. I don't often use shaders in this area because it's actually a little bit laggy. I'm using, I don't know if this makes a difference, I'm using the Optifine mod shaders thing, and maybe it works better with sodium and iris and all those other things that I don't really quite understand. But I like the look of this. I really do. Let's get a few more different angles. Oh yeah. Oh, that is cool. That is very cool. Yes. I like that a lot. That's actually ticked a lot of boxes that I was aiming for with this build. So that's great. Beautiful. Let me just have a little wander around the city with the shaders. Oh, see, it gets a little bit gets a little bit framey. I don't know if it's possibly the tank of water, but perchance that is affecting it, but it's not ideal. Oh, the city looks great. Oh, it looks so cool with the shaders. I love that. I especially like what the shaders do with the sea lanterns and stuff. They're just making glow so brightly. It's so nice. Okay, well, that's it. I'm done for today. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.